D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, down below, also, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this story, and you can read those for yourself and, come up with your own opinion, or you can just watch this video where I break them all down for you, and then, you can go on with your life. But before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is going to do their, old bot purge and old account cleanse, and there usually is a little bit of collateral damage. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So why don't we go ahead and get started? So for my first story this week, all right, so this is actually 2 different stories. One dropped earlier in the week, one dropped later in the week. But so they've cast 2 new cast members for the show Secret Invasion for Disney's Disney Plus's Marvel show. Now, the first one was Olivia Coleman. Now, I personally really like Olivia Coleman, and this news dropped on Monday. But you may remember her from she was in The Favorite, which she got an Oscar for. She was also in The Crown, Fleabag, and recently The Father. I've never seen Fleabag or The Crown, but I did enjoy her in The Favorite, even though that wasn't my favorite movie. But The Father, she does an excellent job. She's not my favorite part of that movie. It's Anthony Hopkins, but that movie is excellent. I suggest going to watch it. So like I said before, this is going to be on Disney Plus. Now, this is before Captain Marvel. And I have a feeling that this sets up the Secret Invasion, and then the movie maybe Captain Marvel will be Secret Invasion, like the big, climatic kind of stuff, which we'll talk about in just a second. But what is the Secret War? So our Secret Invasion. So the Secret Invasion is where the Skrull have sent secret agents, because the Skrull can transform themselves into other people. So they come to Earth and they kidnap heroes and villains and stuff like that. They just kidnap superpowered people and regular people. And then they transform themselves into that person, and then they take over that person's life. And then what happens is the superheroes start to find out who's really a Skrull and who's really a human. For instance, and Elektra, and they put the heroes in like cryo stasis or whatnot. For instance, Elektra in the comic books, when she dies, she gets killed by Bullseye with her own sai. She's really a Skrull. So it's really the Skrull that gets killed, not Elektra. And that's kind of also how they play up how superheroes don't die in the comic books. It's really clever. It was really clever and really, really good comic book series. So we don't know who Olivia Coleman is going to play, but I'll tell you right now, it's going to be fun if they're playing it's just going to be a fun game of who's really a Skrull. Like, that's just going to be the fun part about it, because that's how it was in the comic books. Like, you're like, who's a Skrull? So, but like I said, they don't know. We don't know who she's going to be playing, and they didn't reveal that. Who she's going to be playing. I mean, personally, I don't think she's going to be playing like a superhero or a Skrull. My first thought when I thought of it was maybe she was going to be playing like a suit kind of thing. Nothing crazy huge, kind of like Glenn Close did in Guardians of the Galaxy, or like Robert Redford. They didn't play like superheroes, and they weren't on the screen like doing all this crazy stuff. They just were like a suit kind of thing. I also thought maybe I had an idea that she could be playing a Kree of some sort, like a Kree, like, I don't know, diplomat or something like that. Somebody from the Kree Empire. I don't know. Just throwing it out there that she could be doing that. But this show is really coming together really quickly. I'm excited for it. I think that so far the casting that they've chosen on this show has been really, really well. And done really well, and I think they're doing a good job. And that leads me over to the second casting of this week, and this happened later on in the week. I believe it happened Wednesday. actually. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But this happened, and that is Emilia Clarke is also joining the cast, and I think this is great. So besides Game of Thrones, because that's where everybody pretty much knows her for, she was in movies like Me Before You, Solo, a Star Wars story, Last Christmas, and Terminator Genesis. Now, I have to be honest with you, out of all those movies, I've never seen Me Before You, but the other ones suck in my opinion. So her track record as far as being in good movies is so far not that great. But I mean, like, that's neither here nor there. You could have loved those movies. I'm just saying, like, although I have to admit, like, I do like her as an actress. I think she does a good job. So, I mean, anyways, but the question of her, the real big question, and a lot of people were freaking out, is who is she going to be in the Secret Invasion? And a lot of people, because it didn't say in the articles, that who she was going to be, in the TV show, but everybody was, suggesting she was going to be the Skrull Queen. And I think that's a good casting, because she could transfer into the movie. And like I said before, now I think Secret Invasion, the TV show, is just a setup for an actual secret invasion because, I think that it's such a grand, like so big in scope, this story, that I think to just limit it to a TV show, I don't think could do it justice. So I think that this could set it up to be like, hey, at the end of it be like the Skrulls have invaded Earth kind of thing. And then boom, we go straight into Captain Marvel 2. I think that's the one that leads into. But don't quote me on that because I really don't remember/know. But then, and then it moves on to that movie where it takes place and it's like boom, boom, boom. And we've got all this stuff going on. And I think that that'll be really interesting to see. I'm happy to see Olivia Coleman and Emilia Clarke join this show. I think so far, with all the cast members that are a part of it so far, I think that this show is shaping up to be very good, and I'm quite excited. In Feige we trust. Although I don't know, he's filling up that plate pretty fast, in my opinion. So, yeah. So that is my first story of this week. For my second story of this week, it looks like Netflix is developing an adaptation of Jane Austen's Persuasion. Now, this movie is going to be starring Dakota Fanning. Not Dakota Fanning, sorry. Starring Dakota Johnson. I'm so weird. And I think that, I love Dakota Johnson. I think she's very talented. I mean, I know she was in the 50 Shades of Grey movie, but I have to be honest with you. I liked her in those movies. I don't really care. The first one I thought was pretty good. The other ones are not that great, but I actually enjoyed her. And as an actress, everything she's been in since then, I've actually enjoyed her. And I actually think that she's, a competent actress. And I like I said, I enjoy her very much. In everything that she's in so far. So, yay kind of thing. This will be directed by Carrie Crackwell. Now, I have to be honest with you. I don't know this woman and I've never seen anything that she's done. But they said when doing this, she's not writing it. I can't remember the name of the writers. It was the people that are adapting it, I believe it was Ron Bass and Alice Victoria Winslow. But they said, okay, so describing this, they said it was going to be modern with a witty approach to a beloved story. Now, I have to be honest with you. Yeah, I hope that when they say a modern approach, I hope they do it in the likes of what Greta Gerwig did with Little Women, because I actually liked that. I thought it was very good. I hope they don't do that thing where they go back and forth and everything, because I didn't like that about Little Women, but at the same time, it didn't bother me as much. It just kind of confused me a little bit sometimes. But if you don't know, this movie or this book is about a woman living in her snobby family on a brick of bankruptcy, unmarried at 27 years old, and reconnects with a man she was once persuaded to reject and faces a second chance at love. Now, I've never read this book. This was the last book that Jane Austen wrote before she died in 1817. And I have to be honest, I don't like Sense and Sensibility, but I do, and Emma's okay in my opinion, but I do like Pride and Prejudice. I enjoy that book very much. So far, all of the adaptations of that book I've enjoyed. So, I mean, what are you going to do? So yeah, there's that. And like I said, I think this is good just in the sense that like I love that time period as far as its looks go and everything. I could never live in that time period because it sounds freaking awful. I mean, who can live without the internet? I mean, let's be honest, people. So, but then again, they didn't know. They didn't have the internet back then. So that is my second story. Good for Dakota Johnson and everybody else involved, and hopefully Netflix has a hit on their hands. So that is my second story of this week. And then for my third and final story of this week, and I'm kind of excited about this one. So Sebastian Croft and Tennant have been cast as the Dead Boy detectives for Doom Patrol Season 3. Now, this will be on HBO Max, and I'm quite excited about it just because I've never heard of these characters, like I said before. Well, I kick that back. I've heard of these characters before, but I've never read any of their the stuff that the comic books that they're in. But so Sebastian Croft, you may know him from Game of Thrones. He played young Ned Stark. I don't remember him, but whatever. And he was also in an episode of Penny Dreadful. Other than that, I went on his IMDb. I don't know any of the other stuff that he's been in, and I don't remember him in Game of Thrones or Penny Dreadful. I don't remember him. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. It's just, one episode of Penny Dreadful that I probably watched 4 years ago when that show, before that show ended. So it's been a while. And then Game of Thrones, of course, I don't remember when a young Ned Stark was in it. So like I said, nothing on his acting abilities. I just don't remember. And then Tennant, you may know his father, David Tennant. I loved David Tennant. So, but this is his son, and it's a bummer that he has to live in his father's shadow. But hey, your dad's an actor, and you want to be an actor, so deal with it. But the only thing I saw on his IMDb that he was in that I saw was Tolkien, and again, I don't remember him. So it's nothing against his acting ability or whatever. It's just I barely remember that movie. I remember I didn't like it, but I don't remember. So let's get to this story. So there's no release date on season 3 of Doom Patrol, but hopefully soon. Now, so the Dead Boy Detectives, I'm very curious to see how the Dead Boy Detectives, excuse me, will fit into season 3 of Doom Patrol, but I am confident that they'll do a good job of doing that. So far, I've really enjoyed Doom Patrol. I think it's good. It's a little weird, which I like. And it's very unorthodox at some points in times, which I also like. So I just think it's just a good show. There are some things that I don't really care for about it, but for the most part, I like it a lot. So who are the Dead Boy Detectives? Now the Dead Boy Detectives are they are characters. Their characters are ghosts. There are 2 children who died. They're both dead, and they're Charles Roland and Edwin Payne, who rather than enter the afterlife, stay on Earth to become detectives investigating crimes involving the supernatural. And they are a pair that truly lives up to their name as post-humanness beings who investigate mysteries of the living. So I think that sounds very interesting. Recently they cast Madame Rouge, and I'm very interested. I'm curious to see how her character and then these characters will fit in together. Just because I constantly wonder, like for instance, these guys, the supernatural does take place on Doom Patrol. In fact, it's crazy, but it's considering the fact that they're dead, is the dead gonna play any part of that and everything? And it'll be interesting to see that, and it'll also be interesting to see, because the Candlemaker, that's very supernatural, and and everything. I'm very curious to see how they fit these characters in there together. But like I said before, I'm very confident that they will do a good job, and I'm excited to see what they do with season 3 of this show. So those are my 3 stories. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Olivia Coleman and Emilia Clarke joining Secret Invasion on Marvel's Disney Plus shows? Who do you think they're going to play? Do you think Emilia Clarke is going to play the Skrull Queen like everybody else thinks that she's going to play? Who do you think Olivia Coleman is going to play? Do you think she's going to play just a suit, or are you kind of like me and maybe she might play a Kree? I hope so. That'd be super fun for her. But yeah, I'm excited for both of those ladies. I think that, like I said, the show is shaping up to look very good cast wise. And I do have confidence in the fact that their shows will be good, that the show will be good. How do you feel about Dakota Johnson starring in the Jane Austen adaptation Persuasion for Netflix? Did you read that book? Did you like that book? Did you not like that book? What's your favorite Jane Austen book? Do you like Jane Austen? Do you like Dakota Johnson? Do you think she's great? I think she's great. So I'm excited to see her in this. I'm not sure how I feel about this book adaptation, just because I've never read the book. And then how do you feel about Doom Patrol casting Sebastian Croft and Tennant as the Dead Boy detectives for Doom Patrol season 3? Like I said, and how do you think they'll fit in there? Do you have any theories about this? I would love to hear them down below. I just think that, like I said, I like this show, so I have confidence, and I just think that this is very cool. And I just think I'm excited to see it. I really am. I love this show so much. I'm glad I have HBO Max now, so I can watch this stuff. I did have DC Universe, and man, was that a flop. But yeah. Anyways, you guys go ahead and tell me what you think about this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my Week in Review.